Hello.
Maniacal laughter.
Are we on the air? I sure hope so. The red light's not on. Are we on? Yes? Great. Hi. Welcome to the Gotham After Show, where we have mild indications of whether or not we're on the air. I am your friend, Tommy, and with me to my left is Jay, one last time before we ship him off to Gotham City.
Yeah.
And as always, I'm joined by the lovely Kristin, the strong, independent, confident Kristin, and the strong, independent, confident, and also lovely Mark. There we are. Hi.
There's a light.
Okay. Well,
All right. And there's
another crazy episode of Gotham in the books, you guys. This one called Mommy's Little Monster. I think we'll start off with Mommy's Little Monster, the Penguin. By the way, if you want to discuss the show, hit us up at #GothamAS, tweet at us, and we'll tweet back at you, probably, unless you're crazy. And then just Kristin will. So we started tonight's episode off with a bang, or rather a stab. Mrs. Cobblepot clearly had to go on to Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt season 2.
I
So
know,
we lost Carol Kane.
Such a loss. Anytime I just love her
They were
so much.
underutilizing Carol
She was
Kane
so
on this
underutilized,
show.
but I
Yeah.
still, especially with the rumor that, I hope that, like I said, when they bring the Penguin's dad on the show, I hope it's all in flashback so we get a little bit more Carol King. I hope that's not the end.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would
that's
be
a good
fun.
idea.
I would enjoy that. Yes, so we get an ambush. Oswald is ambushed by that treacherous Butch Gilzean. How many teams can this man be on?
And now is he on his own? He's out for his own now? Is that what we're supposed to gather from that?
Yeah.
That Galavan was just like, okay, you're free to go.
He's single-handedly making
Whoa,
his own man himself. Yeah, that's
Kristin.
right. You're welcome,
Grown.
Internet.
Well, guys, we're going to come back after we kick Kristin out of the building. So we have Butch turns on the Penguin. But I think we'll probably talk about Butch more, but I think Butch is going to become maybe a more iconic Batman
hope
villain.
so. I
want
Like he's
it.
going to have an accident and become something, because I just feel like where can he go now? He's basically he's a series regular. They upped his Drew Powell is a series regular on the show.
Right.
So they need to give him more.
Yeah. Well, and he's great. He has so many great asides and stuff like that.
Right.
So that would be really cool if they turned him into one of their iconic
I
Gotham
don't think
villains.
he's independent. I think he's working for. I think he's
Fish.
he's very much for Fish Mooney.
She's back.
She's
He's
back.
working for Jerome, who's the Joker.
I think he's the
Not
Joker.
dead.
Right.
No, I think he's definitely working for Galavan for sure.
Still?
Yeah, because Galavan
He
Galavan broke him.
told them everything.
Yeah.
I think he
And they didn't believe
I think
him.
he told him everything though, because and then they're like, he's lying.
That's
They're like that, and I was like, no, everything he said was true.
I think sometimes in shows like this, there's it's plot points you need to get. So they had to figure out a way to give the information. So I
to
don't.
Gordon,
I
because he was
think
never going to discover
Right,
it.
right. Because Gordon and Bruce
not a
Wayne just
detective.
have zero sense of who's good and who's bad in this city.
They're
Which-
growing into their bodies, guys.
I
They're
love
It
becoming-
doesn't. People always wonder how Gotham had all these villains, and it's because these two guys literally just have no sense of good or bad. Who's right?
The two
who's
best
wrong.
crime fighters
Yeah.
are literally just let's go have ramen with this Joker guy. He seems friendly. I don't know. He's fun to be around. He wears playful suits.
And just has
Selena's-
the cutest smile.
Yeah,
Selena's
exactly.
the only one that ever says exactly what it is. She's the only one that calls everybody out on their shit.
Right.
And is
Yeah.
like, excuse me.
Little orphan
Totally.
Selena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so Galavan obviously provokes the Penguin, and now there's an all-out war. But good news for Galavan, someone's getting an extra paycheck because he was elected mayor of Gotham City. Which, it was weird that all of this shit was going on election night. They just never mentioned, there was no, I kind of enjoy the fact that they skipped, a big election night thing and, just went straight to, he's going to be elected mayor. Now we can have a Gotham party, which we know is going to end in a bloodbath because there are no parties in Gotham that are safe to RSVP to. You will die.
Yeah,
if you
who
go
is?
there.
That's what we were saying. Who goes to parties anymore in Gotham? The minute an invite shows up, you're like, I'll write a check. I'm not going.
Yeah.
I mean, they mowed down. Everyone died at that.
Yeah.
I don't know how there's any rich people left in Gotham because, where are they? They're always at all the parties,
Right.
and then they're always all murdered.
Right.
And then more rich people come. Like, no, nobody should be living in Gotham.
No.
Like, rich people would move.
Yeah, it's like it'd become like Baltimore or Detroit. Like it would just be like all people who make less than.
You just made it real political.
Oh, sorry guys.
Yeah, look at all the
Those
people
are
you
cities that-
offended out
Hashtag
there.
Gotham AS just
Hey.
took a real turn.
Hey, I love the city of Detroit. I love it so much that I have a hat and a tattoo
That's
and
true.
several baseball cards. Okay, and I love the city of Baltimore because they have a great zoo. First zoo I ever went to.
And John
Anyway,
Waters came from there.
back to the Gotham After Show. Yeah, so it's not safe to go to a party. Galavan does what I think is a pretty smart move, though. He's got the slash on his neck and needs to make a public appearance, so he heads down to the GCPD to report an attempted murder on his life by Oswald Cobblepot. And this actually does set our dim-witted Jim Gordon off. Like his little crooked meter goes up, and he's like, "This is suspicious. Why would this happen now?" And we finally get like Jim's first inkling that Galavan may not be the clean-cut mayoral candidate that we all thought he was. Which, if you just look at him, anyone could.
Anybody could.
Well, I
Yeah.
think also what kind of clued him in was he has had from the beginning. He has this bromance with the Penguin.
Yeah,
I mean, those
it's
two
true.
are best buds.
Right.
And he knows him like any good bros. He knows Penguin well enough to be like, that guy's crazy, but he's acting a little irrational even for the Penguin.
Even for the Penguin.
And so he was like, bros before weird mayors.
Bros before Theos. Now I have to fire
It's not gonna
myself.
work. Yeah.
It's just
None
gonna
of
be.
this is working.
it's gonna
I'm
be
the only
Jay-
one left.
Jay and Mark are gonna finish the show. Then Jay's gonna move.
Yeah.
And then it'll just be Mark.
We'll see ourselves after.
Yeah.
I'm going until
And
London. I'm gonna
then
be
we'll
outta
just
here.
have puppets. Then we'll just,
Bring on the puppets.
the rest of the season will be
The
puppets.
ventriloquist.
Well, so then we have, let's see, Galavan sworn in as mayor, and as we said, there's a party where there was some sort of beautiful penguin protest, Million Penguin March going on outside.
Wish I heard they did at Comic-Con this year.
Yeah, they did. This was a device used promotionally at Comic-Con, which is really cool. They had a bunch of people dressed up as the Penguin walking through the street, all with limps, all with... there was no assassination attempts there, thank God.
Yeah.
They were all carrying fully loaded weapons.
That's right. Everyone had a penguin gun and a shotgun, but with the little friendly flag they put on at conventions, so you know that it's a fake gun. Yeah, so we have the party, and as is usual, old ladies are getting shot. Like there's a lot of
in their ball gowns.
right. And we have Tigress, Tabby Cat, my favorite. She kills Martinez with her heel.
Guys,
gosh.
that's 2 down for the beauty squad.
So many. There's one
Strike
drops
force.
at least every
We're
week.
losing them. So they put them together. That beautiful, ethically
Yeah,
diverse,
beautiful.
perfect, and now we're just losing them one by
That
one.
was a
United
beautifully
Colors of
ethically diverse
Benetton
task
ad.
force.
They're all dropping like flies.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time for the cadets at Gotham Police Department named like Smith and Davis. Like they're like, we're going to get promoted. Martinez is gone. Gutierrez is gone.
And then they'll be killed too.
Then they'll die.
Maybe not with a heel.
Right.
A
Oh
la
my
single
gosh.
white
But
female.
how awesome was that? That was probably one of my favorite little death moments because
I don't know why there's not more death by high-heeled shoe and everything.
Completely agree.
like legitimately.
They are dangerous.
Now I know it's a viable
and sharp.
option,
Yeah.
and now I'm more dangerous in life.
That's terrifying to think about. We thought the puns were bad. Now she's going to get murderous heels.
Wait, what do you mean?
The puns were great.
Now she's deadly.
I mean-
Oh God, I'm
and
the
punny.
first.
But also going into our idea of like women in Gotham, like how are those functional? She's on a rooftop. Like how is she getting up
Oh,
and down
yeah,
the roof? Like
exactly.
yeah.
And running and
And
anything athletic at all in heels.
I
Like
thought it
that.
was a great kill.
Stilettos.
And then she
They
winged,
are
and then I really
They're
enjoyed the
stilettos.
standoff between Gordon, Galavan, Cobblepot, Bullock comes in, and it was kind of like the first moment of like, okay, now we're gonna see Gordon. Is he gonna like? He kind of admits that he knows that Galavan is up to no good, but he doesn't really do anything to hurt Galavan. And then Tigress wings the Penguin. Penguin takes yet another injury.
Yeah.
He's now got a bum shoulder, a bad foot. This is my theory. We're saying in the show is this will lead to weight gain because he will be unable to take care of
the
himself
real
physically,
Penguin.
and we're gonna have a real fat Penguin, maybe with like the Betty Draper fat suit next year, or they'll just recast with like the guy from Game of Thrones who played Robert Baratheon. He'll just be the Penguin next year. Could be. I don't know. Guys, fan theories. We're allowed to have them.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, speaking of crazy thoughts, Edward Nygma had a busy week this week. Two Edwards.
This is my favorite storyline.
This was my favorite
so
storyline this
good
week,
and
too.
so strong.
I'm gonna start calling him the Riddler now. They merged.
Yeah,
He's
they started calling
officially.
the
I'm sorry. He's
Penguin.
officially
I
the
mean,
Riddler for me.
Yeah.
Oswald is now officially
And
Penguin in the press.
I love it. I love that. I love that he has to solve his own riddles. That
was
that
great.
whole. I feel like that. It
Explains why
explains so
he
much
leaves
of
the
why
riddles.
he
Yeah.
why going forward he'll always leave clues because he kind of like does it to himself. He can't help
Exactly.
himself, and
It's
I
a
just I thought it
psychosis.
was. This is my favorite part of the whole show.
Yeah,
I love the Riddler. So.
It was a
Yeah.
real like Fight Clubby thing. Like he like went to sleep and then did something.
Fight Club meets American Horror
Yeah,
Story
there was
meets
at
Gotham.
the end there was that weird American Horror
Yes.
Story. Sarah was like, "Is Lady Gaga coming in? What's about to happen?" Like he's like merging. And
They had to fuse like Dragon Ball Z. Is that nerdy enough for you? Sorry, ladies.
Hey! I get it.
So he goes on the scavenger hunt, almost busted by what I would say now is former Dr. Leslie Tompkins
Oh my
because we haven't
gosh.
seen a lot of
Because she
medical
seems to no
examining.
longer be a doctor or know how to read people, despite being a
in the
psychologist.
credits
her
now
last job.
in the credits is just listed as girlfriend of that detective guy.
Yeah.
It's a little frustrating.
bad.
Like she
The
gets
fans
like
are gonna call us
I mean, like
man-haters again.
her big scene
no.
again. Her first big scene was like, "Here's a key to my place."
I love watching you be nervous. I used to analyze insane people for a living, but I can't tell that there's a murderer in my office trying to check out his
Clearly
ex-girlfriend.
hiding something.
Her body's like
A
fully out
dead
the
body that
There's also 4 bodies in the whole office. Like,
She
what did
wouldn't
she
know
do
that
all
that was
day?
him.
Did she
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
at
Well,
all be
yes.
like, "What's in here"?
What the hell is your job? What are you doing with the rest
She
of your
only
day
came
other
in.
than
She
getting
only
keys
came
made
into
to your
work to give her
apartment?
boyfriend a
Right.
key, and
Exactly.
then at the very end show up to shut off the lights. Or
You know what?
she probably was there just bringing him dinner and thought, "Oh, I'll swing by that office I used to hang out in."
Yeah.
Maybe she
I used
had
to
an
do stuff.
appointment. Maybe she was taking a personal day. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. But the one thing I can't forgive is that she didn't notice one of the tags in her morgue had a giant red question mark on it.
So dumb.
Unless that's her code for things. She's like, I don't know who this is, so just big red Riddler mark.
I thought that was less like the one that really got me was the hand in the vending machine.
Oh,
And there was a part where I was like, it's cool because it's a clue, but also like, police stations are open 24 hours.
Right.
So like,
And heavily surveyed.
And I was gonna say like at some point I think someone would be like, "There's a hand in the vending machine."
like
Smell coming from the
Because I
vending
bet the
machine.
vending machine is busy at a
That's
police
what I feel
department.
like. I feel like it's like that's a thing that it's gonna get a good amount of traction. Yeah.
Sure.
Just nobody really likes ladyfingers. Also, why did he have to?
I wish we had like a screen that's like ba-ding too.
Grown.
All I have to say is like, why did he have to pay for them
Right.
when like he clearly put it in there?
Right.
Right, how did he
Like,
get it in there in the first
Exactly.
He
place?
doesn't know because at the time he was 2 separate
He
people.
was the other Edward.
Yeah, but I love that the other Edward is smarter than him, that knows how to
Yeah.
get into a vending machine and put a hand there perfectly with the candy lined up behind it. Did
Yeah.
you
Not
notice
anymore
that?
though. They've merged. They're now one guy.
Yeah, I know, but like still,
Yeah.
he didn't know how to get
the
into the
moment
vending
before,
machine,
yeah.
but his other half did. Like, it's just weird.
He's diabolical. But I will say that complaint would not go to the GCPD. They would have to call the vending company if they found a hand in there.
Totally.
Because those machines are independently owned separately.
Yeah.
So
This isn't knowledge you just have.
imagine Gotham vending call when they go, we have to go
Yeah.
into this vending machine and retrieve a hand. Thank God they didn't have to do that. Thank God Edward Nygma had $20 in change on him
Yeah.
to get all those ladyfingers out.
I know.
Which is
That was a real
He was
vending machine
prepared
train of
for it.
thought right there. I mean, you were
yes,
a lot of processing.
he was
on
in the
how-
vending machine zone.
Listen, I grew up in a family of vendors. So we get the Riddler finally at the end, where I think like at this point we've crossed the point of no return with Edward Nygma. It's only a matter of time now before he turns to a life of crime, which
it's
is
beautiful.
yes, I love that was so creepy.
Please, somebody send us a riddle. I really want someone to send us
Oh,
a
that
riddle.
would be
Hashtag
great.
it Gotham AS and send us a riddle.
You guys crazy fans might do it.
Oh yeah,
They're not crazy.
They're
stalkers they were talking
they're
about earlier.
passionate. So that takes us to James Gordon in this episode. Now he kind of he went through a lot of different pathways. He had his great scene with Dr. Leslie Tompkins where they made the step to get a house key made, and give that to him. He also, like we said, has finally caught on that Galavan is not the white knight that everyone else in Gotham City thinks he is. Now I'm wondering, and we were talking about this before off camera, but we should talk about it on camera as it's an after show. How long, there's going to obviously have to be a slow burn, and neither one, Galavan and Gordon can't go after each other publicly because no one else knows that they know about each other. Like, or that, you know, like, no, only Gordon knows that Galavan is bad. So they kind of are going to have this like passive-aggressive war. But we were saying Galavan has the upper hand right now because he can have Jim
But I
killed.
think that's what we were saying earlier. I think
Right,
that
'cause
the Penguin.
Jim
I think
can't
that Jim
really-
and the Penguin are now going to once again reunite in order to fight the behind-the-scenes war against Galavan. And I think that's.
I just think you guys.
It's like for me right now, they're in like a buddy movie, and I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
they're
like
back together. It's like this odd couple. One is like a cop who's real serious, and the other's crazy.
Speaking of those two and Butch, I wanted you to tell us your theory on Butch and what you think, because I love that theory
which
about the Waynes. Because somebody sent us a question.
I'm sorry, Barnes, Nathan Barnes.
Oh, Nathan
Yeah,
Barnes.
Barnes.
See,
Okay.
my theory, and I will bring this up now because we haven't talked about Captain Nathaniel Barnes, played by Michael Chiklis, and I believe a one-year rental on the show, a la Jada Pinkett Smith. I think Nathan Barnes is working for Galavan, and I believe that he murdered the Waynes. I think this has all been a long Machiavellian plot, as said by Bullock.
Totally agree.
To take the Wayne family down. If you remember in the first episode, the pilot of Gotham, it was a big man. I point to myself because I am also a big man, wearing a ski mask and nice shoes, who shot the Waynes. Chiklis is not a small man. He kind of looks like a human
that's right,
thumb.
yeah.
And I would say that if there's anyone who's on my radar as a murderer of the Waynes, it would be Nathaniel Barnes. Played very well.
Michael Chiklis
yeah.
/ The Thing.
The
from Fantastic
Thumb.
Four.
I call him
I
the
can
Thumb.
I can
The
only
thumb
see
instead
him
of
as
the
the
thing.
thing. Even
I know,
like
even
always.
though it was all
like in
makeup.
fact he was standing. He had that scene where he's like, the mayor's party is tonight, and you know he's going to be exposed and vulnerable. And I kept waiting for him to be like, and the Fantastic Four will be there. like, all right.
I just see him as the commish.
commish.
I only see him full head of hair playing a lovely police commissioner. So finally, the last kind of storyline from the show that we haven't talked about yet is young Bruce and his
His bevy of women.
borderline uncomfortable love triangle with
A
two
love triangle with children.
two
Only on
like
Gotham.
two like tweens that both kind of dress too old. Like,
Yeah.
but Bruce dresses like an old man as well. He dresses like Mr.
And
Rogers.
talks like
Yeah,
one.
totally.
Yeah. So it's kind of makes sense. But
Yeah,
like
but there's a difference between Bruce dressing like a middle-aged man and
Silver St. Cloud.
Silver St. Cloud. Like her
Dressing
first
like a
scene, I
go-go
was like,
girl, like a
I
go-go.
think she's in lingerie. Like
Yeah.
it was like really.
She was frolicking in a fountain in that first
Oh, yeah, that first scene.
my
But like
gosh.
in this episode, she like comes in and when we're like now supposed to know she was evil,
Right.
and I want to be like, does she not have footy pajamas? Like
Right.
why is she dressed
Seriously.
this
Does she know
way?
how to act innocent?
No.
No,
Yeah,
she does
so
not.
I guess going back to, last week when we talked about it, so looks like Silver is in on it. Damn it.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
There's no way that she couldn't have been that house. I mean,
Totally,
Yeah, there's
but
no
I
way.
wanted it. I wanted her to be good because I wanted there to be like the shadow of a doubt. But
But we don't know. I mean, we don't know how much she knows. I mean, she's still a child technically in the show. I mean, they've referred to her as a child. She goes to Bruce's school. She may be being told a PG or PG-13 version of their plot.
no.
Yeah, and she might just have an
No.
evil
I'm
streak
sorry,
got the
because it's
fingers.
in her blood
I
or something.
100% disagree. I think she's totally in it.
Straight
I mean,
up.
that whole act when Selena called her out and she started to cry, and Selena was like, "You're really good at this," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, this is a play.
good.
This is
Yeah.
a total play."
Well, sorry, guys. I guess I'm a glass half full type of person, and I want to believe there's good in everyone.
You're trying to maintain
Except for
you're
Captain
trying to maintain the
Barnes.
innocence of children, but it's Gotham, so that you just
There's
gotta
no
give it.
innocence
Yeah.
in Gotham.
There's
anywhere.
no normal sixth grader in that city.
That's
Every
true.
one of them is.
They're all a bunch of crime-fighting or crime-committing maniacs, and that's what Gotham's all about. Now, after the break, we're going to answer some fan questions. We're very excited to do so, but first, stick and take a look at all these handsome hosts and beautiful hosts with a message from the stream.tv.
just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, this is for you.
I love it. That was freaking
Oh my God.
I didn't see any of this coming. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
I was like,
How did you get here? No.
like, kill him. Kill him. Definitely kill him. We're cool. Shade. Shade left and right, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies, let's put your 2 cents in.
Rubbed me the wrong way and the right way.
But you were like, well, we want to know what's gonna happen.
That was cute.
We just want to say we love you all. Thank you so much for your support. You are all seriously the best in the world.
Another beautiful summer at the stream.tv, y'all.
Here we go, guys.
Thank you for being here. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Welcome back to the Gotham After Show.
Yes.
We are totally in control of our emotions and mental faculties. If it seems like we're giggling, it's because we enjoy doing this show for you. If you want to join our conversation, please hashtag GothamAS or tweet at any of our individual accounts. We love to tweet back. And we also like pieces of mail. So send them here if you can find the address online. Anyway, we, as you know, we have a live chat going on, and it was only weird for you. I felt like it felt good for me. We always like to do the chat on YouTube. Kristin does a great job of monitoring that. What's going on today in YouTubes?
We have a lot of cool questions. One of them was, shouldn't Galavan be surprised that when Penguin knows his background? I'm pretty sure no one was supposed to know, from Isaac Cobbins. And there was an episode where we found out about all that stuff.
Isaac.
So,
And
it was Penguin that found out about that, right?
Yeah, you went to the old antiques dealer who told
Yeah,
the story.
so that
Are
totally
you talking
happened.
about Gordon's reaction? About Galavan's reaction that Gordon knew? Wait.
No, I think
No,
the
when
question
Penguin
was
knew.
that people
Oh.
were like, how does Penguin know? But there was the
Oh,
episode
yeah.
where
Yeah,
Penguin
when
goes to the
figures it
antique
out.
dealer who tells the whole backstory. I think that was played in this episode. Galavan has started to realize that maybe he misjudged Penguin a little bit.
Underestimated him. Yeah.
Because, Penguin has sort of been definitely like pushed around. And then when he has that line where he's like, you all run and you're cowards, I think that was like the first time that Galavan was like, wait a minute, someone actually knows what's going on here.
Right.
And it made him a lot, which is why I think he wants him dead so badly. It's because he knows that it's...
Because he's figured out what every crime boss has figured out too late in Gotham, which is that when you underestimate the Penguin, he will figure out a way to destroy you.
Yes.
I completely agree. Like, he's finally like, oh, right. There's a reason why this little,
It's still around.
crippled man is in charge of this entire city when there's... every other mobster in Gotham is like 6'4", 390 pounds. Like, all of Gilzean's buddies were all like, brr. Like, Penguin is this tiny, slight man that everyone's terrified of. And Victor Zsasz works for him. And Victor Zsasz is like a total psychopath. We didn't even bring that up yet, but like, yeah.
So the scene in the diner where the guy's like, anyone who wants to go will live, and just every thug was like, see ya!
Goodbye.
Deuces.
And the looping in of sorry.
The voice didn't match up with anybody.
No, it just came from nowhere. Anything else?
Yeah, we have a couple else. I'm gonna leave this to your sense of mystery and your imagination, I guess. But people are asking where your Detroit tattoo is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that to your imagination.
That's the after show?
Yeah.
My
Tweet him for a picture.
my Detroit tattoo is on the most sensitive part of the male anatomy, the shoulders. That is a direct ripoff from a dinner theater show I did.
Oh my God.
A murder mystery. Thank you for asking where my Detroit tattoo is. It's just right here. It's just right here.
He'll wear a tank top next week.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, so many
Except
tank
we won't be
tops.
here.
I'll Skype in a tank top next week.
Do you think Selena will help protect Bruce from Silver?
Clearly, I think that's what they're setting up. Is
Oh,
that, like,
definitely.
Silver's going to be the one that they get close to killing Bruce, and then Selena's going to probably kill Silver or detain her.
Or
Well,
something.
you know what happens whenever there's two women and one man is the women turn on each other.
That's right.
And that,
Yeah.
It's already happened.
But I mean, I
immediately.
think that it's definitely going to be a Selena move where it'll be totally behind the scenes. She'll probably stop Silver, but she'll never tell Bruce, and then she's just going to be so mean to him.
See, I want the
for
realization.
so
I
long.
want Bruce to realize she was right. She was protecting
Bruce,
me.
he's
she
just
cares.
he's never gonna. I don't think he'll realize.
Well, as she said. said he can't read people.
Totally.
She's like, you're the worst at this.
She also had the line of the night with Alfred when
so
she's
good.
like, that smell really slaps you in the face.
I love where Selena's going.
I
in
like that
this.
they called it out. I think that was
She's
maybe the
coming.
writers acknowledging that was a wicked thing to
Yeah.
for Alfred to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
They watched our show and they were like, okay, you're right. We should not have done that.
All of
Yeah,
the-
I was in Selena. Sometimes in a few of these episodes, I can be like a little eye rolly or like, "Where's all this attitude?" But she was right on this week.
Perfect.
Good job.
Yeah.
It was the writing was great. She was great. Thought it was funny.
Yeah,
Great
she had
job.
lines to say that were great. Yeah.
All
She
of the
didn't have to do it
villains,
with an eye
like
roll.
classic Batman villains, were great this week. Penguin was great. Riddler was great. Catwoman was great.
This is all
Future
true.
villain Nathaniel Barnes was excellent. Just under the surface. All right, that's great. Thank you for chatting. As always, we appreciate you guys.
Should we go to
joining
the
us
Twitter
for
box?
live
We're still
chat. Let's check
expecting
in on
those
Twitter.
riddles, BT Dubs.
Yeah. All right.
Jay really wants riddles before he goes to Gotham.
I'm moving
Yeah,
to Gotham,
send Jay
guys.
some
The real
riddles.
Gotham.
But no like weird moving riddles that'll scare him. Like just like nice, friendly, like well-wishing riddles.
Okay. Let's just go to the Twitter box.
Canceling
Mark
White
hated
Plan.
that. Mark was like, "Why would you say that out loud?" Maybe I'm the one behind all of it. Anyway, what's going on Twitter?
Well, I want to give a shout out to Susan Falls, 1864, and
Love
hopefully, yeah,
Susan.
look, we have a picture of her kids who
So
dressed as
cute.
Batman and the Flash. Just so
Susan.
cute, and she's been with us since the beginning.
Flash
Susan's
is
great.
amazing.
Yes, Susan,
Yeah.
you're an excellent viewer and fan and friend, and we appreciate you.
And I have two great sort of queries. One from the Arkham Titan, who said, "Do you think that Theo is responsible for the death of the Waynes?" Which is why I wanted to bring up your theory
Yes,
earlier.
I do.
But,
I firmly
Totally.
do, and I believe he's
and
using.
he was. So you think he and Chickless?
Yes, Nathaniel Barnes.
Nathaniel
The
Barnes.
thumb. I think that. But I mean, like you see Barnes come in, and this is like kind of a classic movie. I'm not saying that they're ripping it off, but you always see like brash new head of the police department comes in, and he's like, "We're gonna turn this whole thing around." And then like episode 14, he's like in a back alley with like a briefcase, and he's like, "No one can know we're working together." And we find out that Galavan has his mother in some prison cell. Or something.
And it also goes.
I got a lot of people in prison cells.
It also goes into play a little bit how when he came in with his neck cut, how much he was like, "I told you we'll get the Penguin." And so like as soon as it was like sort of an order,
Right.
He's always been like law and order. So there's no way he would be like direct kill, and
Right.
it seemed that he'd be like get him, kill
Right.
him, because so it seemed a little out of character as opposed to be like we'll bring him to justice. It was more like we're gonna kill him.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly.
The full
totally.
force.
And then the last one from Stash_420 yo said, since this is a unique Gotham verse, what if we have Azrael operating within the shadows like a Batman and let Gordon chase him? Like, do you think that's a possibility? I love that idea.
Ooh,
Don't
like
you love that idea?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I thought that
fun.
was a good one.
That's
And
really
that's all we
fun.
have to say about that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what happens.
just so blown away by the-
Stash 420 has a lot of time where he's just pondering things, and
I love
apparently
it,
he's coming up with
though.
some
Well,
good
we did
ideas.
have
Well, it's
the
420.
introduction.
That's what I said. Yeah. Thank you for calling it out,
But I
Mark.
love that. But I love that.
Stash.
It just blew all of our minds.
Yeah, we
We're
do
just
have the
like,
introduction
oh,
of the
do that.
Saint Dumas, so we do have that going.
Exactly.
And then we do have the possibility of that actually.
Yeah,
Because there are
it's a
Azraels
good
before.
theory.
You know who we need a little
But-
bit more is what's his name? When we got sort of the Saint Dimas and the hooded.
Oh, yeah.
Where has he been?
Oh yeah,
Right.
the
Just
monk.
laying low, whatever.
Yeah,
He's just
that's definitely
pausing
that's definitely
to let all this other shit go
underutilizing
down.
an actor.
He had like a
super-
bad like Thai experience, and he's been dealing with some food poisoning. Like he's just dealing with it right
The
now.
Gotham seamless delivery service is not the best.
He did an Uber Eats or whatever, and it went south for him. That's my theory anyway. Marcus wants to get horrified. This week I'm just trying to upset Mark with like non sequitur bad answers to
have
questions.
nothing to do with it.
What do I think? I think they're all Batman. And Jerome's coming back next week, whether you want him to or not.
When is Two-Face gonna come back?
We saw him. We saw him in this episode.
We got him, and they did the shadow on the half of his face, and they
Yeah.
always
That
did.
was it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that means they're working him back in, which makes me
Well,
happy.
this is again what I was saying with the first season was that we had all these villains sort of show up every episode, and now
Where did
I
they
would
go?
like for them to start to participate in Gotham a little bit again.
Show that they're actually still in Gotham.
I do like that we've moved away from the every episode's a new villain.
Right.
Yeah,
But I need
episodes of the
them
week.
back. I need
villains
like
of the
a
week
few
suck.
of them.
Coming
a few of them to
together.
come back
Yes.
a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
Agreed. Agreed all around. And Babs, was Babs in this episode?
No, she
Nope,
was
sorry,
not.
Babs, tough break. We love you still, though.
I really miss her.
Well, I have a feeling we'll see her again. You know who we're going to miss, Jay?
Aw.
We're going to miss you.
He's going to the real Gotham.
I'm moving to the
And
real
I'm going
Gotham.
to London for 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, so I'm going to miss 3. And you're going where?
I'm going to the happiest place
But keep
on
watching
earth.
it, guys.
Yeah,
Someone
we're gonna
will
have a
I'll
surprise
still be
host.
here.
Holding down
Kristin
the
is going to
fort.
do her one-woman show, Gotham Gal, next week. So stick around for that, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stream.tv. Don't forget to tweet at us. Remember to use that great hashtag, GothamAS. It's GothamAs. Gotham as whoa, bro. We really appreciate you tuning in every week, and we will see you, Kristin will see you definitely, next week. Goodbye.
Yeah. Penguin.
For more of the Gotham After Show,
Click that button down there.
And subscribe to the Stream.tv.